I would like to start off today's video by saying thank you to everyone who helped bring the Florida Maquis' most popular video past the 1 million view mark last night. Even though the channel itself is closing in on 40 million views, we've never had a single video go over 1 million. Now, for those of you who are unaware, it was a video that I had posted January 4, 2019 titled, "A Coming Unforeseen Event Will Change the Landscape of the U.S. Forever." At the time, it didn't seem like there was going to be any issue with this video going over 1 million views. In fact, in the first 5 to 6 months, it ran up to 985,000 views. But then, all of a sudden, it stopped and wasn't getting any views at all. And at the time, I found it very strange, but looking back now at the events of 2020, I think we can clearly establish that somebody saw this and realized it was too close to the truth and they had to shut it down. These videos were what were referred to as the map videos, where I had made the allegation that if you're living out in the Midwest, out in some of these poorer states, and something bad happens, there's going to be an issue with the authorities having no choice but to let prisoners go. And that some of these cats are really bad, and they would have no problem blending in during an event like this, SHTF, or what they call shit hits the fan event, and using the tactics that they learn in prison of manipulating people, they could weasel their way into positions of power, and that would be something that preppers need to watch out for. That was the basis of this. Now, while the map wasn't 100% accurate, it was pretty close. It was really pretty close, but I don't want to distract too much from the idea that it was you guys that did this, and it was you guys that stepped up to the plate. I have said before that I have the most intelligent, well-informed audience on YouTube, bar none, and I can add to that most loyal as well. So thank you very, very much. The oldest video that I have on YouTube is an original song I wrote, and it goes all the way back to July 28th, 2013. It's only got 1,200 views. It's just me playing the guitar, and that was originally the only reason I used YouTube. I thought, if I learn a song or I record a song and I can just video myself playing it and then upload it to this website, it'll always be there. I won't have to worry about, is it lost on a card, or does a computer hard drive crash on me, or it'll always be there no matter what. And I did a series of songs, and it was some years later that I did a video talking about what was going on with the faithless elector movement. And then from there, things just kind of snowballed. And we are up to 38,537,158 total channel views. I don't know if any of you have ever seen this page. The description: world events are becoming more part of everyone's daily life. What happens in Asia, Europe, and the Middle East directly affect life here in the United States. It's becoming more apparent that traditional news services are more inclined toward revenue than the truth. Using my experience serving in the MI Corps, I have created a channel that looks at information through the lens of a warfighter, breaking down and analyzing seemingly normal everyday events and putting the pieces together in a way that will give the dedicated subscriber an edge, an insight into the long-term strategies of governments and militaries around the globe. Be one of the elite few that gets read in on the future. Take a look inside the world of psychological operations. This channel is a defense against the continual onslaught of psychological warfare present in the media, online, and around us every day. Now, I wrote this years ago, and I don't think anyone could have foreseen how prescient this would have been, especially not myself, because as we know now, psychological operations is modus operandi for all of the mainstream media, basically just for their survival at the moment. But beyond this, here in Florida, I would like to celebrate even more great events and wonderful things that are going on. I know there is a lot of talk about the events of this day in past years, but we can't get too hung up on that. Florida is a wonderful place to be. And I went to Visit Florida, the official website for the state of Florida, and found some events going on all over the state this week that if you are here visiting or if you're a resident didn't know, could make your day a lot better. Now, these events that I chose, there are hundreds of events, are specific to just this weekend. One of the less celebrated places in Florida is this area of the Panhandle right here. I mean, a lot of people know about Pensacola and Panama City, but this area right here, kind of along what they call the trigger area, is very frontier oriented. And there's this place called Carabel, Florida, and they have a festival going on today. I brought up the page for it, Carabel Riverfront Festival. It's going on for a couple of days, and it's a neat place to visit in Florida. It's very frontiersy. It's very 19th century. And you wouldn't really feel like you were in classic Florida. So they have an event going on this weekend, a street festival. There is a music festival, the Community First Seawalk Music Festival up in Jacksonville Beach. I'm sure a lot of people are familiar with that. It's a big place. They got music going on there. Athens by Night. One thing that a lot of people don't realize about Florida is we have a huge Greek community. And at Tarpon Springs, they have this story that they tell about the sponge divers. And that's a very neat place to visit. They're having a street festival where it'll be all Greek food, and I am absolutely in love with Greek food. It is one of my weaknesses. It's not very good for you, so you have to kind of watch it, but it is absolutely delicious. And that is, once again, Tarpon Springs, Sponge Docks, Tarpon Springs, Florida. Not too far down the road, there is the Ink the Bay. Now, I'm not a big tattoo guy myself, don't have any. But for those of you who are, at the convention center, huge tattoo festival going on. In Central Florida, there is Central Florida Comic-Con, June 12th and 13th. This being, of course, the internet. There, I'm sure, are a lot of geeks out there that are into the comic book stuff. If you want to be amongst those who enjoy the same thing as you, Central Florida Comic-Con, Lakeland, Florida. And I think this might be my personal favorite. The Rec Bar down in, where is this? Down near Fort Lauderdale. They have a mermaid show at the Rec Bar. Now, this is really cool. You can go in, you can sit down at a table, and they have windows, and it's underwater, and they have these women dress up as mermaids, and they swim by the windows, and they have different events, and they serve drinks, and they do shows. They'll do wedding proposals. They have mermaids and mimosas. It's family friendly. Yoga with mermaids, mermaid experiences, mermaid parties. It's a very popular theme these days, apparently, for both men and women, for, I guess, obvious reasons. But so many things to do in Florida that are so diverse. 8 regions of Florida with more to do than you could ever imagine to do, even if you had 2 weeks. You couldn't do it all. Northwest, North Central. And I know this looks like these are a lot of divisions, but it really is different parts of our new republic. The Northwest Panhandle, North Central, and Northeast are very different places. And especially across the center part of the state, Tampa, St. Pete, Central Florida, like Orlando, and then what they call the Space Coast, all very different. And then Southwest and Southeast are also very different. So I have referred to Florida as the new Free Republic of Florida. We really have all of the boxes checked that way, in the sense that we're not all just one thing. We have a lot of different things going on. But anyway, I just wanted to share this with you. It's a day of happiness and a day of celebration, both for me personally and for the state of Florida. We have so many wonderful things to be thankful for. It looks like I lost the picture that I didn't mean to close it out. I guess I'm just going to have to stick with this one. But if you have a chance, even if you can't move here permanently, visit and maybe check out some of these more out of the way places. Carabelle's great. Jacksonville Beach, as long as you stay out on the coasts. I'm not a huge fan of downtown Jacksonville. It's a little bit dangerous. But out on the beach, let's see if I can show you this. When you get across the intercoastal waterway, see Jacksonville's over here. Each of these towns is its own separate place. Ponte Vedra Beach, Jacksonville Beach, Atlantic Beach, Neptune Beach. These are all independent cities. And there's actually quite a few Jacksonville Jaguars football players that live up here. You can drive down the A1A, and this is absolutely a spectacular view. This long, tiny little stretch of highway that goes right along the beach, takes you into Volano. St. Augustine, I've talked about at length before. This is where I'm at here, Palm Coast. It's kind of the sweet spot between St. Augustine and Daytona Beach. So we have access to all the cool stuff, but we don't really have to suffer under too much of the tourist crush, so to speak. And still not too far. I'm only an hour from Orlando. So, but yeah, probably the Mermaid Bar would be my favorite of all the things to do. See if I can bring that back up. So anyway, God bless, and thank you once again for the 1 million views. I very much appreciate it. Like, share, subscribe. Have a great weekend.